Have you ever been in a conversation where someone said all the right things, but something just felt off? Maybe their words sounded convincing, but deep down, you sensed hesitation, discomfort, or even dishonesty. That instinct you felt wasn't random. It was your brain picking up on subtle body language cues that most people overlook. The truth is, communication is not just about words. In fact, a significant portion of human interaction happens without a single word being spoken. Our posture, facial expressions, eye movements, and even the smallest gestures reveal what we truly think and feel. The problem is, most people are never taught how to read these signals accurately. But here's where it gets interesting. There are psychological patterns behind body language. These patterns are not accidental. They are deeply rooted in how our brains respond to emotions like fear, attraction, confidence, and stress. Once you understand these hidden triggers, you gain an almost unfair advantage in social situations. You can sense when someone is lying, when they are interested in you, or when they feel uncomfortable, even if they try to hide it. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 powerful ways to decode body language using subtle psychological insights. These are not surface-level tips. These are deeper observations that can completely change how you understand people. 1. Watch for inconsistency between words and body. One of the most powerful psychological principles is this. When a person's words and body language don't match, the body is usually telling the truth. For example, someone might say they are confident about a decision, but their shoulders are slightly hunched, their arms are crossed, or they avoid eye contact. This inconsistency creates a psychological leak. The brain struggles to maintain a false message while the body reacts naturally to internal emotions. This happens because verbal communication is controlled consciously, while body language is often controlled subconsciously. When someone is nervous, unsure, or hiding something, their body reveals microsignals like fidgeting, touching the face, or shifting posture. Instead of focusing only on what people say, train yourself to observe how they say it. Look for tension, hesitation, or mismatched expressions. When you start noticing these gaps, you'll begin to understand people on a much deeper level. 2. Pay attention to comfort versus discomfort signals. Human behavior is heavily driven by the need to feel comfortable and safe. Psychologically, we are always moving toward comfort or away from discomfort, and our bodies reflect this instantly. When someone feels comfortable, their body opens up, their arms are relaxed, their posture is natural, and they may lean slightly toward the person they are talking to. Their movements are smooth and unforced. Discomfort creates defensive body language. People might cross their arms, create physical distance, angle their body away, or subconsciously place objects like a phone or a bag between themselves and others. These are protective behaviors, even if the person is not fully aware of them. What's important here is context. A single gesture doesn't mean much on its own, but when you see a pattern of closed-off behavior, it often indicates emotional resistance, insecurity, or lack of trust. By recognizing these comfort and discomfort signals, you can adjust your approach in conversations, build stronger connections, and avoid pushing people away unintentionally. 3. Observe micro-reactions before controlled responses. One of the most fascinating aspects of body language psychology is the concept of micro-reactions, tiny, almost invisible expressions that occur before a person consciously controls their response. These reactions happen in a fraction of a second. For example, when you give someone surprising news, their face might briefly show shock, doubt, or excitement before they quickly replace it with a more controlled expression. This happens because the emotional brain reacts faster than the rational brain. The first reaction is genuine, the second is managed. If you train yourself to notice these brief moments, you can catch a glimpse of what someone truly feels. Look for quick eyebrow movements, subtle changes in the eyes, or a split-second tightening of the lips. These signals often reveal more than long, carefully chosen words. The key is to stay observant without staring or making it obvious. Over time, your brain will naturally start picking up these details. Conclusion: when you start recognizing these psychological patterns, conversations begin to feel different. You notice the unspoken emotions behind words. You become more empathetic, more perceptive, and more intentional in how you respond. Instead of guessing what someone feels, you begin to understand it with clarity. And once you learn to see it,